So there's this very famous line by Tony Robbins, which says something like, we don't get to experience life, we experience the life that we focus on. Okay? Because at any given moment, there's pretty much two separate lives, two separate realities that stand before us. And the only thing that's separating them is one conscious decision of what are you going to focus on. Okay? If you really think about it, at any given moment in life, there's always going to be something to be optimistic about, and there's always going to be something to be pessimistic about. And it's just a matter of choice on which are we going to get, which are we going to immerse ourselves in. With whatever experience we go through, with whatever event that happens to us, there's always a positive and a negative lens through which you can look at those events. Right? In 95% of the cases, not really always, in 95% of the cases, that's what will happen. It's just like that meme, if you know the meme with the guy at the crossroads, where there are two different paths. One leads to a very dark and gloomy and undesirable place, and the other one leads to a very sunny and welcoming place with a nice palace and all of that. It's precisely like that with whichever event experience we're going through. So let me give you an example. I remember this happened back when I was still in college. I think it was the third year of university. And I was going for my first job interview. So I was really excited. I was also really nervous, but I really wanted to perform well at this interview. I really wanted to get this job. Okay? But not only did I not get the job, because I made this horrible decision of going for a walk right before the interview, because, I thought, what's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that could happen is that it was very hot outside, the sun was shining really brightly, so when I got back home after half an hour, I was exhausted. I was just really bored, and I had no energy, I couldn't think. So obviously I performed really poorly, and not only did I not get into the job, but 2 weeks later, two of my colleagues had gone to the same interview and they passed easily, and they got the job. So as you can imagine, I was pretty disappointed in myself. I was pretty sad and frustrated. And, now that I look back at it, at those moments, now I can realize that it was the best thing that could have happened to myself at that point. Because had it not had happened that way, I wouldn't have gotten into the job that I'm currently working in, and that I absolutely love. I've been working here for 3 to 4 years, and it's amazing. Like, I would never trade it for the first job that I went to an interview on, right? But back then I couldn't think this way. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't find a positive meaning or a positive interpretation of those events. They felt really bad, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not easy to think positively, to encourage yourself, to say words of encouragement when you feel that frustrated and disappointment. It's not easy. Disappointed is not easy at all. But, another thing I've come to realize is that pessimism and thinking negatively and just, having toxic thoughts in your mind, basically all of the time, these are all just habits. They've become so automatic, and we've become so good at being pessimists because we've been training it our entire lives. We've just been doing this for a long time. And even though that might sound like a horrible piece of news, the even better news is that if they're habits, it means they can be changed, because habits can be changed, and it's not even that difficult. Yes, they require some time. Yes, they require some consistency, but they don't require inhuman effort. They don't require you to have some sort of skill that you need to learn beforehand in order to apply it. No, it's just one conscious decision of looking at the bright side of things that is going to make the difference. It's one decision that's repeated over and over and over again until it becomes a habit. That's all that separates those two realities. Okay, the positive and the negative one. The happy and the sad one. So I do realize that sometimes in life we go through experiences that are absolutely horrible, and there's no way there is one positive meaning to be attached to them. There are certain situations like this, but most of the time, 95% of the time, whatever happens to us, we have this choice. We can make this decision to just find the good in whatever shit has happened to us. We can make that decision. So the next time something horrible happens to you, just imagine you're at that crossroads and you see those two different paths that you can take mentally in how you choose to interpret those events. You can either take the bad path to think negatively and just hurt yourself because you're gonna be in so much pain and have negative emotions and stuff, or you can choose to, for once, just take the positive route. Just think that maybe it was meant to be this way, maybe there's something even better that is awaiting me in the future. And this is exactly what needs to happen now for me to get there. You can choose to make that decision. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes to you, and the happier, the better your life will become, as a conclusion. Okay? So hopefully you found this video helpful, and we're gonna see each other into the next one. Until next time.